And your 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year is none other than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, congrats. For you to do what you did this past season with all the crazy expectations you had coming out of college, you were better than advertised.
Caitlin Clark is shaking up the WNBA in ways no one could have predicted, breaking records and dominating the court like no rookie before her. But here's the twist. It's not just WNBA fans taking notice. Some of the biggest stars in the NBA are praising her game, and even they're in awe of her impact. From Victor Wembanyama to Luka Doncic, these NBA legends are all in on the Caitlin Clark hype. But not everyone's thrilled. Some WNBA insiders are throwing shade, raising the question, how far can Caitlin Clark go when even her own league has its doubts? Let's dive in and see how the basketball world is reacting to her meteoric rise. Caitlin Clark isn't just making history, she's rewriting the WNBA record books. She averaged 19.2 points per game during the 2024 season, along with 5.7 rebounds and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game, making her the clear frontrunner for Rookie of the Year. Her 337 assists set a WNBA single-season record, and her ability to orchestrate the offense was unparalleled. Clark didn't stop there. She also knocked down 122 three-pointers, breaking the rookie record for most made threes in a season. And if that wasn't enough, she became the first rookie in WNBA history to record 2 triple-doubles. Let's start with Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs Rookie of the Year for the 2023-24 season. Despite his meteoric rise in the NBA, Wemby had nothing but praise for Caitlin Clark when she won the WNBA Rookie of the Year. In a powerful statement, Wembanyama said,
Victor, who's a WNBA player that inspires you, and what makes her stand out to you?
I think Caitlin Clark.
Finds Clark from the logo. Clark behind the back. Oh, it's Smith with the finish.
When she was in college, the only college player that I was really in awe of the game, you know.
Pulls it back, knocks it down.
I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive I've seen.
Clark, step back, hits a three.
This wasn't just respect. It was an acknowledgement that Clark transcends gender boundaries, inspiring athletes across the board. Wembanyama's comment is a testament to her undeniable impact on the sport, reaching far beyond the WNBA. Then there's Luka Doncic, who took a more personal approach in welcoming Clark to the Rookie of the Year club. Luka, who won the NBA Rookie of the Year in 2018-19, knows what it's like to enter a professional league with high expectations and deliver. He sent Clark a heartfelt message saying,
Caitlin, congratulations on an amazing season. Rookie of the Year is a big honor. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Doncic, who averaged 21.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 6.0 assists in his rookie season, saw a bit of himself in Clark's rookie campaign. Both players came in as game changers and immediately left their mark. But while Luka had his doubters, it seems Clark's rise has been met with equal parts admiration and skepticism, especially from some corners of the WNBA. Clark's rookie stats, 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game, weren't just good, they were historic. She was an all-star in her debut season, a feat few have achieved. Just like Luka became a 5-time NBA All-Star by the age of 25, it's clear Clark is on a similar trajectory in the WNBA. When it comes to mentoring rookies, few can compare to Chris Paul, the point god himself. Paul took to Instagram to congratulate Caitlin Clark and offer her sage advice about preparing for the future. Having won NBA Rookie of the Year back in 2006, Paul knows the pressure that comes with being a standout rookie. And he acknowledged that Clark didn't just meet expectations, she blew them away. He emphasized the importance of strength training, knowing that every year the league gets tougher, both physically and mentally.
And your 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year is none other than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, congrats. For you to do what you did this past season with all the crazy expectations you had coming out of college, you were better than advertised. Our friends over at State Farm asked if I would assist you in a few of the things that I learned coming from one Rookie of the Year to another, even though mine was 19 years ago. One of the biggest things after winning Rookie of the Year, because that's a big deal, first of all. That's a huge achievement and you should be proud. But going forward, I think the biggest thing I tried to focus on was getting stronger. I wanted to get stronger, I wanted to get faster, I wanted to be better on defense. But more than anything, I tell you, the biggest people that I leaned on was my family, my support system. That was always the group that kept me grounded. I would go back and hoop with all my homies that I played with in college and just try to remain a kid as long as I possibly could. What you did this past season was crazy. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history, most assists by a rookie in WNBA history, 3-time Eastern Conference Player of the Week, 4-time WNBA Rookie of the Month. I could go on and on. So shout out to you, Caitlin. It's been amazing to watch you hoop day in and day out, and not just to see the behind the back going left threes from deep, but more so just to see the passion and the joy that you play with, and to see the way that you make your teammates better. So I just want to say congratulations.
Paul's endorsement wasn't just an acknowledgement of her talent, it was a passing of the torch, signaling that Clark is on her way to becoming a generational talent. However, Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year victory wasn't without its controversies. Shannon Sharpe, known for his candid takes, voiced his disbelief over the WNBA's voting process during his Club Shay Shay podcast. Clark was one vote shy of becoming the unanimous Rookie of the Year, as Chicago Sky's Angel Reese received a single vote. This kept Clark from becoming only the 5th player in WNBA history to earn a unanimous Rookie of the Year honor, and Sharpe was quick to call it out.
I don't know how you come to the conclusion that she wasn't the unanimous MVP. She got a team into the playoffs when they hadn't been to the playoffs, I think, since 2016 or 2017. Led them in scoring. She led the rookies in scoring. She led them in assists. She averaged like 5-6 rebounds a game. She set record for scoring, rebound, assists. I mean, three-pointers.
He suggested that the lone vote against Clark was personal, likening it to the infamous Hall of Fame voter who left Ken Griffey Jr. off their ballot.
Who was the voter? Do you know? Anybody know?
Oh, it's going to get out. They're going to find out.
Expressing his disbelief and frustration with the process. Sharpe also highlighted the fact that Clark led the Fever to the playoffs for the first time since 2016, whereas Angel Reese's Chicago Sky didn't even qualify. Despite Reese averaging a double-double with 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, Sharpe emphasized that Clark's contributions went beyond the stat sheet.
When they got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped, the ratings dropped. Now I wouldn't need to know, because it's the old guard, and it's this and that. So what's the reason now?
The ratings have dropped since Fever had been eliminated?
Yes. Look at the attendance when the Fever play your favorite team, and look at the attendance when they don't. Only the aces sell out every game.
Sharpe pointed out, referencing the historic crowds Clark drew and the viewership boost she provided during the playoffs. Clark isn't just a great player, she's a ticket seller, a ratings booster, and the kind of talent the WNBA needs to push the league forward. But not everyone in the basketball world is as sold on Clark's impact. While NBA stars like Wembanyama, Luka, and Chris Paul are showering her with praise, some WNBA veterans have been more critical. They've questioned her ability to transition from college dominance to professional success. Yet those doubts seem to be fading in the face of her immediate impact. Wembanyama weighed in on the criticism, stating, "It's easy to hate on someone who's changing the game, but Caitlin's work speaks for itself. People doubted me because of my height, but I let my play do the talking. Caitlin's doing the same thing." His words are a reflection of his own journey, but they ring true for Clark as well. Those who challenge the status quo will always face pushback. Luka Doncic chimed in with his own perspective. "Look, I had my doubters when I came into the NBA, but I've seen enough to know that if you have the skills, it's only a matter of time before people recognize." Luka's words carry weight because he's been there. He entered the NBA as a young player with a lot of hype and delivered on it. Clark's in a similar boat, and if her rookie season is any indication, it's only a matter of time before she silences her critics completely. Chris Paul, always the mentor, had perhaps the most poignant take. It doesn't matter what league you're in, talent is talent. Caitlin is already one of the most exciting players to watch, and she's just getting started. She's going to do big things in the WNBA. Paul's confidence in Clark speaks volumes about how NBA players view her potential. So while there may be some doubters, the NBA's biggest names are fully on board the Caitlin Clark hype train. With endorsements from Wembanyama, Luka, and Chris Paul, there's no denying that Clark is destined for greatness in the WNBA. The real question is, how far can she go? Will she continue to shatter records and redefine what it means to be a WNBA star? One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark is just getting started, and the basketball world, from the NBA to the WNBA, is watching her every move. So what do you think? Will Caitlin Clark's impact grow even more as she continues to dominate the WNBA? Will we see more NBA stars supporting her rise? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned. There's no telling what Caitlin Clark will achieve next.
Backcourt with you, one of today's players?
One of today's players?
Yeah.
I would want it to be Luka, because he's a big point guard.
Yeah.
I can still play the two.
Yeah.
He can guard the two, I guard the one.
In the last 25 years of the NBA, the only other player not named Allen Iverson to outscore, out-rebound, and out-assist a whole team in a single quarter is none other than Luka Doncic. And Luka did it in his rookie season. While this is no direct comparison between the Hall of Famer and the Mavs guard, it is proof of what AI saw and very recently said about Luka Doncic, something the rest of the NBA has now come to see.
The rewind segment during Heat Halftime presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Back to live action. Here's John and Aaron.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you a couple minutes from now as Doncic turns twice and then lays it in. What great footwork.
He uses his body inside. He's got 6'10" Bam on it.
In this 2023-24 season, Mavs guard Luka Doncic has scored more than 26 points in the first half of a game, 13 times. He's on an MVP caliber run. Right now, Luka Doncic is just one triple-double away from tying James Harden on the all-time list. With just 392 career games played, he's the second fastest player in NBA history to reach the 75 triple-double mark. Only Oscar Robertson, with 182 games, accomplished the feat faster than Luka. This season, he got tied for the fourth highest scoring game in history, and it was the most efficient 70-point game in NBA history. Luka went 25 for 33 from the floor, 8 for 13 from 3, and 15 for 16 from the free throw line. With an effective field goal percentage of 87.9%, Luka was 10% better than the previous record set by Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell. Whatever the case, these stats in just his 6th year in the NBA. It's not surprising that AI really wished he could play alongside him. It's no secret that the Sixers legend is a big fan of Luka Doncic. In fact, the Hall of Famer is one of the few NBA stars to believe Luka was generational from the onset. As far back as 2020, during Luka Doncic's 3rd year in the NBA, the Hall of Famer was speechless when describing the Mavs guard. In his words, "Something is wrong with him."
Some bread in
he was, what's homeboy name, man?
From Dallas?
For Dallas.
Luka.
What?
He's an animal.
Something is wrong with him.
I love Luka so much, I'm going to show you the text. After they lost and he was getting bullied, I called Rick Carlisle. I said, Rick, man, if you need me, man, Luka live, man, we're going to come ride for him. You need us
to,
bro. Luka nice.
Man.
God damn.
Man.
It definitely would have taken a lot for the 2001 MVP to be that stunned by a 3rd-year guard. In Allen Iverson's 3rd year in the league, he was 23 years old and already ranked 4th in MVP voting, leading the NBA in points per game with an average of 26.8 points, 4.6 assists, 4.9 rebounds, and 2.3 steals. AI was generational. He once out-rebounded Shaquille O'Neal, dropping 41 on Kobe Bryant, had more assists than any other Lakers player, and was only 4 assists shy of the Lakers total. Little wonder Kobe Bryant named him one of his toughest players to guard, and that we are all lucky AI was not 6'8".
But and AI as a competitor, he drove me to be as more obsessive about the game, because I had to figure out how to solve that problem, And I told him when I saw him here this weekend, I said, man, you don't realize how much you push me, and I don't think people nowadays realize how great you were as a player. And
for what it's worth, one player Allen Iverson believed was just as good as he was, and not for his flashy footwork, but how much of a problem he was and how easy he could get to the bucket, has been Luka Doncic.
3.7 seconds was. This is a shot he works on time and time again. Rhythm, step back three.
While Allen Iverson saw the potential long before many, some other NBA stars who weren't impressed with the Slovenian have since come around. One in particular is Kevin Durant.
I want to know about Luka. What's it like guarding him?
He's just so smooth with it. Like, I love his game. I love his game. At first, I didn't when he first came into the league, because I'm like, all it is step back threes, and they be short as hell. He's shooting like 27%, 30% from the three-point line early on. But playing against him one time, they be just like about 40 when I was with Golden State. And he was controlling every possession. I was like, yeah, he nice. And he expanded his game. Like, you tell you're a fast learner, too. Like, he probably watching fucking MJ move and just go do it in the game the next night. Like, I feel like he's one of those type of players.
Gilbert Arenas, who shockingly doesn't give European basketballers much praise, called him unguardable.
I really fell in love with Luka. I was watching him, when he was coming through the draft process, and I was like, man, the guy is too slow. I don't know how he's gonna get his shot off. And then I seen one live game, and I was like,
Luka weeding on the defense. Back to the three-point line.
I messed up on that one. When it comes to, the Euro players coming in, they're all skilled. They all have an ability to adjust to the NBA game, but Luka's just different. Sitting at 6'8", 6'9", being a point guard, being a shooter, having an understanding of fundamentals versus what raw athleticism is, possessing it all. Like, there's a reason that he is performing the way he is versus others in the past.
His head coach, Jason Kidd, said, he's better than Dirk. He's in the atmosphere of MJ, the best to ever do it. LeBron James, Kobe. And so just to appreciate what this young man is doing at the age of 24 is something that Dallas has never seen. And I've said this internally, he's better than Dirk. He does things that Dirk could never do. Obviously, Dirk brought a championship to the Mavs, but the Hall of Famer wasn't this good at Luka's age. Plus, Jason Kidd played alongside Dirk. So know that Luka is better and already in the atmosphere of MJ. Even Steph Curry had this to say about Luka Doncic when he came up against him.
Because that plus, being a three-level scorer, you have to kind of worry about everything. You don't want to get a step-back threes going, so you got to press up on him, but he's shifty and got a great handle, so he can use his leverage to get by you, and then obviously his court vision is unreal, so he's kind of the offensive, package of being just a playmaker and a scorer. And when he's knocking down shots like he did tonight, it's tough. You kind of want.
Luka was so good that he had former teammate Jalen Brunson doubting if he belonged in the NBA.
So from day one, I was like, this dude is good. This dude is good. But also, I'm thinking damn, this dude is good. Do I belong? That's the type of doubt that I put in my mind. Like,
That's
this
how
dude
good
he was that good.
Mm.
I can't even. You can ask any vet on that team. It was like DeAndre Jordan, Wes Matthews, Harrison Barnes, JJ Barea, Devin Harris. They all say the same thing.
In any case, while these many NBA stars and legends have now caught up with the amazing talent Luka Doncic is, Allen Iverson very recently gave more credit to Luka Doncic and described him as the one player who reminds him of what he was like. Interesting take, given that Luka doesn't have the flashy footwork Iverson had when he played. But what is more surprising is the fact that AI believes Luka plays like a black guy. But as controversial as that may sound, it's not false. This season, Luka Doncic is leading the league in scoring, averaging almost a triple-double. The guard is averaging 34 points, 9.9 assists, and 9 rebounds on 48.6% shooting. He currently has 18 25-point triple-doubles this season. And while he is an offensive nightmare, defensively, he's also great. This season, players are shooting just 37% against Luka Doncic in one-on-one isolation defending. As a post defender, players are only 42.9% against him, putting him in the 91st percentile. To understand why Allen Iverson describes his gameplay as that of a black guy, watch Gilbert Arenas talk about how Luka plays.
Luka has the advantage over anyone who's guarding him because these guys are too athletic for this part of the game.
Yes.
for this part of
that part, yeah, bro.
Open court.
Open court.
You
You
got
got
him.
him. Yeah.
Half court where you
slow it
have to
down,
be disciplined. You never learned it. So these basic moves that get you to think I'm gonna go that way, to come back this way, you overplaying it, pump fake, you're jumping, foul. Next time, pump fake, you stop, okay. Like, you know, so he plays the puppet master game with you. And that's what fundamentals are important, especially at a younger age, because you need the fundamentals before your athleticism kick in.
Yeah.
Before the athleticism kick in and the athleticism takes over. You need to learn how to use.
It's funny because I was like,
the truth in all of this is while there is a swag to how Luka plays, the guard is so fundamentally sound that he's a problem for many defenders. Everything goes at his pace, which is something LeBron, Kevin Garnett, Shaq, and Allen Iverson have all mentioned about him. He's not a superior athlete in the usual sense. He's not particularly quick or explosive, and he doesn't possess exceptional leaping ability. But regardless of whether he's crowded or the opponent is powerful, he always gets to his area and shoots at his own pace.
That three-point shot that Sacramento creates that allowed him to get to the rim.
Doncic for three. He's in double figures with 10. To win 128, 124. We have a good one early here at Golden One Center. Doncic for three. Filthy.
In the words of LeBron James, Luka Doncic can counter any defensive strategy played against him without getting sped up by utilizing effective pace, pivots, and manipulating the last line of defense.
What makes Luka special? I know you recently said he was your favorite player.
His size.
It's gigantic.
I mean, he's gigantic. He's 6'8" point guard. He's 225 pounds.
Jeez.
He has the ball on the string, but more importantly, his vision. That's why I love his vision. He can control a game. He doesn't even have to shoot. He'll walk the ball up the court 10 straight times and get to his spot every single time. Just because of his pace. He knows when he comes off a pick and roll, if they're hard showing or if they hedging or if they dropping the pick and roll, he know I could turn the corner because I got this shoulder. And I know the third line of defense, when I get there, if I just slow down, use my pivots, not even jump, just the Euro 1, 2, this guy's flying by. He's flying by.
What LeBron described here for a 25-year-old is a generational talent. I mean, who does this at 19 years old in the NBA if not a generational talent?
Before Thanksgiving.
Indeed.
Got it.
There it is. Corner, Luka! Oh! Goes in! How did he do it? That is Luka magic!
God, what a pass. Got it off in time, plenty of time.
What a shot.
Wow. This guy has superstar written all over him.
Or this.
Here we go. Cleveland into Luka. Luka.
When questioned about Luka Doncic during his sophomore year, Doc Rivers said, "There's a lot of people in him." He compared Doncic's step-back three-pointers to James Harden, his passing ability to Larry Bird, and his court vision to LeBron James. In that same season, San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich described Doncic's playing style as Magic Johnson-like because he sees the floor in that way. Every NBA generation has one or two players who can see the floor like the future. In the 1980s, it was Magic Johnson. In the 1990s, the NBA boasted Steve Nash and Jason Kidd. In the 2000s, we saw Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo, Nikola Jokic, and LeBron James. And so far, one other name has been Luka Doncic. Mavs head coach Jason Kidd said he could tell Doncic saw the game the same way he did from their first game together. A defender had ducked under a screen. Kidd called a timeout, but before he could speak, Luka notified him that he had spotted it and would take advantage of it, which is impressive given that Luka has always been this way. People often refer to Wemby as a unicorn, but the reality is that Luka Doncic is a unicorn in his own right. Prior to Luka Doncic, the last European player with no college experience to be picked with the first 2 picks in the NBA draft was Andrea Bargnani, who has the lowest rebounding rate of any 7-footer to play at least 400 games. Before Bargnani, only one other European had been taken as a top 2 pick without having played in the NCAA. And if you're an NBA fan, you'll know that Darko Milicic is undoubtedly the biggest bust in league history. Nevertheless, Luka Doncic was selected with the 3rd overall pick, having no college experience and has been nothing but phenomenal. Luka Doncic is the youngest player in NBA history to have recorded multiple triple-doubles, and he has 4 of only 5 triple-doubles ever recorded by a teenager. He scored 42 points in his NBA playoff debut. Now a 5-time All-Star, Luka is the first player in NBA history with 6 consecutive 30-point triple-doubles, 5 consecutive 35-point triple-doubles, and 250 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists in a 5-game span. He has the first ever 60-point triple-double in NBA history, a game in which he did this intentionally.
Nothing shocks me about this game.
And that drew rim, it's still loose, Luka got it back! He did it! An improbable comeback by Dallas to tie it with 1 second left! It's unbelievable! It is a miracle! It's overtime! Stranger things have happened! 3.9 seconds left. Here's how it went down.
Nonetheless, Luka Doncic's talent is undeniable. He'll go down as one of the best to have ever played in the league. What makes him special is not just one thing, it's a lot of things. Right now, he's averaging the 2nd most points per game, rebounds per game, and assists per game of all time, and isn't even being considered a top MVP candidate, even though every other basketball player in the top 10 either won it or had won it the previous year. In any case, whatever Allen Iverson has been saying about Luka Doncic is definitely right, and no one can even doubt it, given how the young guard has stats and accolades to back it all up. All that's needed to truly cement Doncic's greatness is a championship, and Mavs fans, currently 6th seed in the West, will be hoping that their Batman and Robin, Luka and Kyrie, alongside their backcourt, can bring their 2nd championship ever home. What do you think about Allen Iverson's comments on Luka Doncic? Do you think he plays like a black dude? Do you think he plays like AI? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.